So for example number 2, there's a couple things you probably need to know. I said that a secant intersects in 2 places. So this is a secant. It's labeled a secant because it intersects in 2 places. This is called a tangent because it intersects in 1 place. Alright. Now this whole line right here is also known as a secant segment. Now this goes back to what you learned at the beginning of the school year. A segment is like not a line. A line by definition goes forever in infinite directions. In other words, it just keeps going on and on forever this way, and a line just goes on forever this way. But when we're focused on the point from here to here, that's called a segment. So secant crosses twice, segment, it has 2 endpoints. Okay? At least that's what we're focusing on. Now, from here to here, if this went on forever this way and it went on forever this way, we would call that the tangent line. But because it has an endpoint here and an endpoint here, this is known as the tangent segment. So you can have a tangent segment, a tangent line, a tangent ray. And today we're going to focus on segments. So with that being said, let's put some labels on here. If this is point E, and this is A, and this is B, and this is, well actually, let me redraw this, because the theorem that we need is segments. We need secant segments. So that's just identifying and label the different parts of a circle segment. But if I have 2 secants, and this is E, this is A, this is B, and this is C, and this is D, then the properties are similar to the last one. If I say E to A times E to B. So this one's a little different. If it's a secant segment, then what we're going to do is we're going to take this section here and then multiply it by the total. That should be equal to E to C times E to D. So let's try plugging some numbers in. And I'll say in example number 2, we have, I probably should have drawn my circle first. We have 2 secant lines, and we'll call this R, P, Q, S, T. And we're told that this is 9, that this is 11, and this is 10, and this line segment here is X. So if I follow that, if I look at the formula, I'm going to say the short line of the segment multiplied by the longer segment is equal to the short line of the segment, the short segment, times the long segment. So in other words, RP times RQ should equal RS times RT. The short segment times the long segment is equal to the short segment times the long segment. So RP is 9. Now RQ is 9 plus 11. RS is 10 times 10 plus X. So now it's just a matter of algebra. 9 plus 11 is 20. 9 times 20 is 180. 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times x is 10x. So I'm just distributing the multiplication of 10 to both terms inside the parentheses. I'm going to subtract 100 from both sides because I've got to get the x by itself. So I get 80 is equal to 10x. Divide both sides by 10. I get 8 equals x. Okay? And obviously we were asked to find x. I don't know what it is this morning. I just start doing the problem. And then at the end of the problem, I tell you what the question was. Okay?